Good morning and Namaste, my friend. Welcome to Namaste Today in the Zodiac Weather. My name is Stepº11 Witecki. I am the sensei to Sirius joy, here to stand in my heart and walk in the light. Such a lovely pleasure to light walk with you today. I'm love casting live in 5 dimensions on this beautiful garden temple of Gaia on Monday, March 2nd, 2015. And we are in the sun in Pisces, which means that we're exploring our subconscious and how a lot of our emotions stream, whether we're aware of that streaming or not. And today we've reached to that moment of integrity finally, step 11. Step 11 is when we can finally get our steps in order and stream the consciousness the way we want to. So I've chosen this little waterfall here because I think it's just beautiful, these little steps and how they come down, because this is how it starts to flow for us today when we're in integrity with ourselves, when we're aware of all of our states of awareness, and we have united our states of awareness. That's what I always aim for. But before we talk about uniting the states, let's first tame our brain, shall we, with the phrase of the day. I hereby love myself, and so do I. Basically, we always want to give an instruction for each of the brains. Well, in step 11, it's very simple. I love myself, I love myself. That's what the 11 comes down to. I'll go over it again. But our intention is, I hereby love myself, and so do I. And so do I is that smartass that always replies. You know, we have 2 Gemini hemispheres of our brain. And really, the only way to fall out of step today is if we fail to love ourselves, and if we fail to love ourselves. If we stay in that harmony, we are in integrity. All right? So I hereby love myself, and so do I. I thought so. So the serious step of the day is step 11. This translates in energy to Chiron and also to the sign Virgo. The architecture of incarnation is as follows. Basically, there is no step 11 in the first decan. So this leads me to believe that not just anybody can be a Virgo. I think you have to be on the planet for a while before you can be a Virgo, because a Virgo begins his or her life in the second decan, where you are becoming what you've been working on in the first 10 steps before that. So we are now becoming. And there's only one more time we'll have 11, and that's the final master step 29 degree, which adds to an 11. Now both of these 11s, the 29 and also today's 11, add to a 2, which is I feel. So when you love yourself, and I also love my other self, then you feel that love, you let it go to emotion, and we really ride in that feeling if it's an ideal way. So we're riding the feeling down these little stairs in an inner tube. Woo! That's what you end up doing once you've positioned yourself up in a tower of truth and united your states of awareness. So let's take a look at the colors and the chakras that are spinning today. For starters, we're in Pisces, so we are clearing our highest crown chakra, and so this is where things like fate, past lives, remembering, deep dreams, subconscious themes, all the stuff that ties into all the lifetimes is what we tie into with Pisces. Darn that light. Green is I become, and I become actually is from the heart. So we become from the heart, and that's how we become. So really, I love is and I become are one and the same vibration. I love and I become. Leo and Virgo, I love and I become, right? But in the 11 steps to Sirius joy, 1 is I love, 11 is I become. So you can see we pretty much go through the steps. We start in the green and we end in the green. And that means our heart chakra is indeed online. And today in the cosmic clock, I'll show you why it's online more than usual. And then I feel is yellow. When those 2 1s add together, it's 2, step 2, I feel. And so our emotions open wide up today. So you might want to do some breath work through the 3rd and just let out kind of icky feelings or anything that's been holding you back. And also breathe through the back to release the past. So when we breathe through the front, we're clearing the future. When we breathe through the back, we're clearing our past. So let's take a look at the timing of things now with the cosmic clock. And here we are with the cosmic clock. What time is it anyways? Well, it's step 11 Pisces. That's what time it is. Time to step into our integrity. Step 11 is where we become that what we want to come. So what we be is what comes. So today we become that. We step into that. And today, because it's Pisces, we're stepping out of spiritual trauma and into higher enlightenment, higher self-mercy, higher self-forgiveness, really applying those God principles onto ourselves. But the universe is spicing things up quite a bit. For starters, Mercury is at step 15. So it's time to think peace. That's step 15 Aquarius. So that's a peaceful kind of harmony in the age of Aquarius vibration. It's last month's work. It's what we were working on last month. So we've come to some harmony with last month's goals, but we're also coming to peace of mind today, especially if we are mindful of our heart. And boy, let's talk about being mindful of our heart, shall we? Check it out. The kitty cat is in Leo. The moon is in Leo. And so emotions are crossing the heart. But we also have this soul pyramid in fire. So as we respond to our own heart today and we reframe, that's what step 14 is, we have this holy moly self-love trine where it blows our beliefs with Saturn and Sagittarius at step 4, and it sets the seeds for the new ego that will be officially born when the sun goes into Aries, but is being born by concept today. So today it's a holy moly love trine. But wait, there is more. There's a yod. And remember, a yod is God giving us the finger. God is pointing to Jupiter, which means it is really time here to take all of our heart, the sun, take the new rules we want to create with Pluto and Capricorn, and surrender to this moon crossing Jupiter. Surrender to what our heart wants. Go ahead and round up. Go ahead and be happy. Don't let it hold you back. Right? So it's a powerful day. And no matter what you're feeling today, realize that the moon is orbiting the heart all day. Now we got this celebration going on in Aries, and as you can see here, the grand trine and fire trines into this. That's what a lot of this trining is. And what this is an upgrade to ego, and I've described it as a slingshot waiting to happen. As you can see, Venus is kissing Uranus right now. That means that she is opening to unlimited possibilities. So basically, this is the opening. And Mars is there at step 8 saying our ego is deciding. So this is kind of like on your mark, get set. Okay, that's what this energy feels like. Go. And that's when you surrender. And you surrender to your heart. You surrender to what Jupiter is offering as unlimited possibilities. You're taking the high road. You're taking the positive way. Now the sun is at step 11, so we are becoming this joy. We are becoming this possibility. We are becoming unlimited possibilities. And we're releasing our spiritual baggage at the same time. I think this is a beautiful part of the year. The sun is beginning to go in orb to step 16, where Chiron is waiting, and that means we have a spiritual healing waiting up above. So we're in this vortex between now and Chiron, and we are healing, and today is a Chiron-ruled day in the vortex of Chiron. So we are going to be crossing a bridge tomorrow, just so you know, and that is taking all this love vibration and walking into a new pathway. I'll be giving you more tips on step 12, of course, but be prepared. This is just the beginning, my friend, and the adventure is right around the corner. So today I'm going to help you open up psychically with a new series in the Sensei Sunrise. For today's Sensei Sunrise, I'm starting a new series here to help you open up your psychic ability called Psychic Sensibilities. So all the psychic sensibility segments, say that 6 times, will help you step into the 7th state of awareness, which is Pisces, and that's what we're working on, is how to open up into our higher God consciousness. And human beings have gotten a lot of habits. Some of them have been led, I think, down this path. Sometimes it's just been our own fears, it's been religions. We've been ignoring our psychic awareness for a long, long time. And there are many things in lives that contribute to that. So I'm going to give you some pointers on how to keep your psychic side open. And today we're going to start with some more of the dietary issues of staying psychic, starting with water. The first psychic sensibility is, number 1, purified water is a must. You must drink purified water. Water is the antenna of psychic energy. All right, so every cell in our body is an antenna, and it carries water. If the water has energetic disruptions in it, then you disrupt your ability to get a clear signal. I also found that if you have not enough water, it's very hard to even put your consciousness together. But unfortunately, even on top of these two ideas, it turns out that tap water has fluorine, chlorine, and a very high acidic level or low pH, and it will end up corroding. It corrodes our pineal gland. Our pineal is what connects us to the fifth dimension and telepathy, and this is our third eye. So unfortunately, we have to flush our body out with purified water, and not only that, we need to make sure that the minerals are returned back to the water that we would have found if it was in groundwater at the time. So we also need our minerals from the water, so try to add the minerals. I personally go to a little store that does this for me, and they alkaline it. And it's kind of funny. It's like, here we are in the modern century, and I'm carrying 5-gallon jugs of water up and down a hill like a boy living in a village. You know what I mean? It's like, geez, human beings don't learn very much. So purified water is a must. You'll find that by drinking lots of water every day, you are a lot more clear, and you're more clear on how you feel, too, about things, which is terrific. So, step 2, no dairy. No dairy. Dairy blocks psychic ability. I learned this from the angels. I learned this from my own experience. Milk is a life force energy that's designed for the species it serves. So, cow milk is for calves, breast milk is for us, and really we're not meant to digest or drink anyone else's milk. This is because there's a life force there. I don't know if you know this, but when a cow creates milk, it takes a drop of its blood and turns it into milk. So you're drinking the life force, I mean the real deep life force of these animals. Dairy disrupts the signals, basically, and I've experienced this and went off of dairy on my own before I started preaching this in the world and saying it. It came from an angelic reading, and if you've done any work with the angels or done any prayers or you ask them to come perform miracles for you, there's always in the ritual to stop drinking dairy for like 2 weeks before they come. This is because there's something about interference with them connecting. So, you know, it's the milk industry is backwards to life, evil. Step 3, psychic sensibilities. Select tea over coffee. Everyone loves their caffeine. Caffeine speeds up the nervous system. That's okay when you're psychic. It's okay. In fact, the truth is that our spirit vibrates very fast. So when the nervous system is vibrating fast, to me, it's a little easier actually to listen. But coffee creates a disruption in the nervous system. I believe it's the acid in it. That's just my theory. But tea is alkaline, and I know that with teas I don't get this sensation. But it's almost like when you're drinking coffee, your psychic connection keeps being turned on and off like a light switch. On, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. And it's just like, you know, it's like living in a strobe light is very difficult. And I've made the mistake of drinking coffee before a reading, and it's like I'm awake, but I'm having to focus harder on getting true information. So select tea over coffee. Caffeine's not bad, but there's something in coffee, particularly Starbucks, that's disruptive in my experience. So, if you are in the Sirius Personal Sensei Network, I'm going to help you with some shadow work today. In the 11:11 on a step 11 day, we have the opportunity to heal. So at 11:11 a.m., I will be talking about where your karmic bruise is in life. Everyone was born with a bruise, and if someone steps on it or comes too close to it, it always kind of triggers us. In fact, it sometimes can trigger our shadow. So at 3:03 p.m., I'll tell you where your shadow self appears after you've been tricked on your bruise. So 11:11 a.m. is the bruise, and 3:03 p.m. will be your shadow self. Now, if you'd like to get on board the Sirius Joy Personal Sensei Network, you can start April 1st. We're now selling tickets to that at SiriusJoy.me. It's just $19.95 for 30 days. And because we're in a beta part of the software, we can't add people except for the top of the month. That will change. We're working very diligently on it, and we're very excited to offer a lot coming up in the future here. So,
can't find love? That day is over. With just 8 numbers, we can reveal all your secrets to sex and love. We call it Secrets of Birthdays, the Love and Lust Report. Find out the secret to your heart at secretsofbirthdays.com.
Welcome back to Namaste Today. And now for our answer to today's telepathy. The question was, which of these was my favorite? Which is my favorite animal? And you might have even had a visual on this. The answer is the lion, number 2. In fact, when I was a little kid, I had a stuffed animal that was a lion, and I still remember that lion. Every time I see that picture of me with that lion, it brings back warm fuzzies. And of course, when we went to the zoo, I always liked to look at the lions, and I had no idea at the time that I was a Leo rising and had a Leo moon. So that's just kind of interesting how things turn out. So if you saw that visual, just take note of it. We'll do the telepathy again tomorrow, and you'll see day after day just how powerful you really are. Now let's move on to our rock and roll gospel. We're looking at fantabulous Pisces musicians who can download Genius Shift, right? And we're moving on to another Pisces who happens to be a Step 11 Pisces. This came right out of God Consciousness and from a friend. Shout out to my friend Brian Kubak out there. And it is John Bon Jovi, who turns out to be a Step 11 healing Pisces. So his music actually heals. And the song I thought we had to really play was Living on a Prayer. This is like for me, such the prom song. I mean, it just vibrates through all my teenage angst kind of stuff. So, that might have been because it was being replayed. It goes back even to when I was younger. So it's a song that we're all living on a prayer, right? And that's part of what today's about. But before you go off living on a prayer, let's take a look at the moods of each of your brothers and sisters today on this glorious Monday. And I'm going to show you where that yod is pointing, where God is giving us the finger there, pointing to where we need to be in the zodiac weather. Remember that? God pointing to the yod in the grand trine and fire. Well, let's start first with the Scorpios. Sunny and professional today, and God is pointing to your career and heartfelt futures. So it's time to surrender, expand, and step in that unlimited possibility. You'll find that your strength and your beliefs open up. Step 1, the Leos, sunny and cool with the moon in their sign. God is pointing to your charisma, your personality, and your action energy today. So go forward and step in your heart with what you want to do and who you want to be. Step 2, the Cancers, sunny and productive today. God's pointing to self-confidence and abundance with that grand trine yod. And that means that you're going to really own what you're worth, and I think it's going to help you come out of a lot of negative feelings from the past. Step 3, the Sagittarian, sunny and daydreaming today in the clouds, but God's pointing you to follow your beliefs and what you consider an adventure in your heart. Step 4 is the Aquariuses, sunny and sentimental today, and God's pointing to your personal relationships and your own partnership to your marriage inside of you. So you're going to find a lot of expansion, strength, and the right attitude open up when you surrender to that side of yourself. Gemini, step 5, sunny and chit-chatty today. God's pointing to great ideas and your connections to others. So listen to those connections and follow through. Step 6, the Libra, and sunny and social today. But God's pointing to your public belonging and your stardom. So allow yourself to be that star. Allow yourself to have that influence and let yourself love it. Step 7, that's the high bell of happy birthday to you. Sunny and hyper-aware to the Pisces. God, which is your boss anyways, God's service providers, is pointing to your health. Time to focus on your health. Get into your daily routines and love being on Earth. Step 8, the Capricorn, sunny, withdrawn, and a bit private today. God's pointing to self-trust and personal transformation like now. All right? So give that a try and go ahead and go for it. You've got the green light. Step 9, the Hereby. They are sunny and childlike today. But God is pointing for you to follow your heart now and only your heart. Don't worry about public opinion. Don't worry about what you've done in the past. It's time to step forward. It will make you stronger and open up your life. Step 10's the Tauruses, sunny, nesting, and resting today. But God is pointing for you to nurture your emotions first. And if you nurture first, all will come into your life that you want. Then finally, the Virgos. Sunny and spiritual today, I think, a bit withdrawn in their own little prayers of protection. And that's what God's pointing to follow your faith at every turn. So if you follow your faith at every turn, I believe things will work out the way they should be for you. So let's move on to our Lightwalker Parade. see what we have on our way. First of all, if you're watching on YouTube, please be kind and do subscribe. It helps us with our subscription. And on Facebook, you can be our friend by going to soulgarden.me. And of course, you can join our email list at soulmart.me. And I'll send you a little email every morning to say hello. And I have Sirius Joy Camp details up now. It talks about what you can get involved with. It's a 4-part class over 4 Saturdays. It'll walk you through all of your steps and help you quick ignite into your enlightenment. For more details, come on down to soulmart.me. And then lastly, I have to say, if you are part of the Soul family, tell your friends and family to come on down to the Mothership of Light, soulgarden.tv. You can start your day every day at namaste.tv, by the way, if you don't want to see the commercial. It doesn't come out on namaste.today.tv. But we do thank you ahead of time for sharing us with your friends and family. That's how we've always grown, and that's how we will continue to through the faith and trust of others. I hope you have a fantabulous day. Step into that emotional sphere of that grand trine, God Yad, and I will see you in 24 hours with more after inspiration and unlimited possibilities. Okay? Have a great 24 hours, and remember, I love you. Live, love, be.
This is just so ironic.